Steve Ryder here, my selections on day 3 of the Cheltenham 2021 Festival. In the 120, the Marsh Novices Chase, my selection is Envoi Allen at 1-2. Many punters will be waiting on him to finish off some nice multiples, and I see no reason why they shouldn't be collecting their winnings at around 130. He's 11 from 11 under rules, 12 from 12 in his career, and he should be able to make it 3 festival wins in a row here. He won the Champion Bumper 2019, won the Ballymore Novices Hurdle last year by 5 lengths. He is yet to be tested over fences so far this season, but he has done well throughout. We know he has the class to dispatch his rivals, and he should prove really hard to beat.
Make sure you subscribe to BT4Y Tv, as you will be able to access all those exclusive tips and also get notifications when new videos are released. Remember that those tips are not available on our website or on our Twitter feed. You can only find them by watching videos here at BT4Y Tv on YouTube. All you need to do to subscribe is to log in into your YouTube account, click in the link in the post above, and everything is completely free.
Second race is at 155. It's the Patemps Handicap Hurdle, where my selection is the Boss's Oscar at 6-1. He's been my long-term fancy for this race since he's running the Martin Pipe last year. He appeared outpaced over the 2-mile 5 trip that day, but stayed on well at the finish to finish 5th, despite being hampered by a faller at the last. That run came off a mark of 138, so he doesn't scream that he's well handicapped with a mark of 151, but his season has gone perfectly in preparation for this. He finished second behind Stayers Hurdle fancy Florian Porter at Navan on his penultimate start, before Brian Cooper did everything possible not to win a Patemps handicap qualifier at Leopardstown last time at Christmas. He eventually finished second behind Dandy Mag, with the reopposing Mrs Milner further back in 4th. The Gordon Elliott stable, who have recently been taken over by Denise Foster, has a fantastic record in this race, with 3 winners and 6 top 5 finishes from his 9 runners in the last 5 years. I expect the Boss's Oscar to run well, with Jordan Gainford taking off a valuable £7. At 2:30 we have the Ryanair Chase, where my selection is Fakir D'oudairies at 13-2. Looks a really strong renewal of the race this year, and a case can be made for many at the top of the market. Preference, though, goes to the Joseph O'Brien trained Fakir D'oudairies, who could provide owner JP McManus with his first winner of the week. His run in the Savills Chase at Christmas was the first time he has disappointed since joining the yard, but that can be excused as it was his first run over 3 miles. He dropped back to 2-mile 1 for the Dublin Chase last time, where he only found Chac and Possoir too good, and this intermediate trip looks perfect for him, as shown by his Grade 1 success in the Drimore last season. Fakir D'oudairies has good form at Cheltenham, including when 4th in the Supreme Novices Hurdle as a juvenile, and also last year when 2nd in the Arkle, behind Champion Chase winner Put the Kettle On. The Willie Mullins stable have a strong hand in the race, with 4 contenders, but I expect Fakir D'oudairies to be involved in the finish and could hopefully go one better than at the festival last year. The highlight of day 3 comes in the 3:05. It's the Stayers Hurdle, where I think Paisley Park can regain his crown at 2-1. He looked imperious going into this race last season when aiming for an 8th consecutive win and a 2nd Stayers Hurdle. He lost 2 shoes that day and was also found to have an irregular heartbeat post-race, so his 7th place can be excused. The Emma Lavelle trained star finished 2nd at Newbury on his comeback, giving Time Hill £3, but reversed that form in a Grade 1 long walk hurdle at Ascot off level weights back in December. There's only a neck between him at the line, but Paisley Park showed a really fantastic attitude late on, and he should be able to regain his crown despite a lack of a prep run. His dangers include the 2-time festival winner Sire de Burley and last year's Albert Bartlett 3rd Fury Road, but it would be disappointed if the UK couldn't win this race for the 3rd year in a row. At 3:40 we have the Paddy Power Plate, where my selection is Farclas at 6-1. The £100,000 bonus seeking the Shunter warrants respect in this race, but does have question marks about both the trip and his return to fences. He's readily opposed with the 2018 Triumph Hurdle winner Farclas, who looks to have had this race as a target all season. He returned from 522 days off the track to finish 5th under tender handling at Punchestown before pulling too hard when not staying the 3-mile trip in the Paddy Power Chase at Leopardstown on his next start. He was well backed into 4-1 favouritism for the 2-mile 5 handicap chase at the Dublin Racing Festival in February, and looked the most likely winner before making a bad mistake at the second last fence. The 7-year-old led the field after the last, but just faded into 4th late on, and he should have won without that jumping error. The UK handicapper has been kind to him. He's only carrying an extra £3 in this race off a mark of 146, and that could still underestimate him on his 7th run over fences. Jack Kennedy and Denise Foster have both had a couple of winners each at the festival so far, and I expect Farclas to definitely finish at least in the top 6. The Mares Novices Hurdle comes at 4:15. I've got 2 selections, both at 7 to 1, and that's Hook Up and Gauloise. Trainer Willie Mullins has won all 5 renewals of this race, and he looks to hold a strong hand this year with 4 runners. First selection, Hook Up, was an impressive winner of a maiden hurdle at Fairyhouse in November, and looks set to beat the reopposing Royal Kahala at the same course in January, but made a bad mistake at the last. She outran odds of 50 to 1 to finish 4th in a Grade 1 at the Dublin Racing Festival last time, despite jumping poorly throughout that contest. The form of that run has been boosted since, with Appreciator and Ballyadam finishing 1-2 in the Supreme on Tuesday, and she should hold strong claims back against her own sex. The main hope from the stable a month ago looked to be the Kenny Alexander-owned mare Gauloise, who will be ridden by Paul Townend in this race. She was an impressive winner of a maiden hurdle at Farclas before following up in a listed race over the same course and distance in December. Both of those performances came on soft ground. She just seemed to find the heavy ground too much last time in a Grade 3 at Fairyhouse, where she finished behind the reopposing Rosie's Hollow and Royal Kahala. Willie Mullins was actually quite critical of the ride that day. By Paul Townend was given a patient ride, and I expect her to be ridden a lot more prominently here and should improve for the return to better ground. Final race on day 3 is the Kinmure Handicap Chase at 4:50, where my selections are Kilfilum Cross at 16 to 1 and Shantou Bob at 10 to 1. The Henry Oliver trained Kilfilum Cross has finished second in the last 2 renewals of this race, off marks of 139 and 138, and gets to run in the race this year off a mark of 135. Form figures of 4 pulled up, 7 pulled up raised doubts about his current well-being, but it does seem significant that cheap pieces now return for the big day. Regular rider Alex Edwards is able to claim a further £3 off his back, and he should run well off a low weight. Second selection comes in the form of festival regular Shantou Flyer. He's moved yards a lot in his career, but one constant throughout is his brilliant form at Cheltenham. He's got 2 wins and 4 second places, and that includes 3 placed efforts at the festival itself. He finished a neck second behind Kustar Sivela in the Ultima Handicap Chase in 2018 off a mark of 152, for placing the last 2 years in the Fox Hunters under David Maxwell. It is a huge positive for backers that Harry Cobden can ride rather than his owner, and he arrives into the race off the back of a good runner-up effort at Wincanton last time. He's now rated 140, so is clearly well handicapped in comparison to his mark a couple of years ago, and he should provide Paul Nicholls with his first winner of the week.
Make sure you subscribe to BT4Y Tv, as you will be able to access all those exclusive tips and also get notifications when new videos are released. Remember that those tips are not available on our website or on our Twitter feed. You can only find them by watching videos here at BT4Y Tv on YouTube. All you need to do to subscribe is to log in into your YouTube account, click in the link in the post above, and everything is completely free.